Well, happy Friday, everybody. I hope your week has been great. I know a lot of you guys have been on fall break, and so maybe on vacation, taking a little bit of a break, hopefully a little bit slower, or some of you guys maybe have fall break coming up. And some of you guys are working people who don't take fall break either. So if you don't have kids, maybe you don't know what I'm talking about with fall break. But uh, so happy Friday. Hopefully your week has been good. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about something that was really, really impactful for me that really, really helped me about almost 10 years ago now when I transitioned from California to Oklahoma, from one job to a new job. I got a hold of a book that was really, really helpful to me the first 90 days. And it really helped me to think through how to get started in a new role in a completely different way. Because I had transitioned to a new role before. I'd done that before, and so I kind of knew some of those things that I was going to need to be aware of and look for and be mindful of. But the book, The First 90 Days, really helped me, and so it was something that I used back 10 years ago, almost when I transitioned into this new role. And then at the Slingshot Group, we have taken that and really just amplified it and turned it into a one-on-one coaching program that I want to talk about with you guys today. So feel free to leave comments in the comment section there about how you've transitioned, questions about the first 90 days, or even things that you've done in the first 90 days have been really helpful. So let me talk to you a little bit about why the first 90 days is so important. Okay. So I'm gonna try to get this mic in a way that you guys can hear me okay. So really the theory is that in the first 90 days, here's like the break even, or the energy level. So that's kind of like the break even energy level of an organization. Okay. And in the book, he talks about the fact that traditionally, or without any coaching, without any like strategic um, coaching, strategic implementation, it usually will take anywhere between 8 to 12 months before somebody breaks even on the energy. So that means that this is taking energy from the organization, and above the line is adding to the organization. So what that means is this: when they're taking from the organization, what that means is really it's a lot of like, hey, where's this? Hey, how do I do this? Who do I call for this? It's they don't have even relational equity with people yet, and so the people are still trying to add value to them as opposed to them adding value to the people. Even with you, I know for us, it's kind of a joke here in Oklahoma, but like when new people come on staff someplace, a lot of times around 12 o'clock on Saturday, their supervisor will get a call and say, "Hey, is everything okay?" And it's because on Saturdays at around 12 here, not sorry, around at 12 on Saturdays, we have the tornado sirens that go off every Saturday at noon, as to say, hey, they're testing them to make sure they're all good. But that's just those things that are taking energy from the organization. Again, hey, where do I go to get this copies made? Or hey, I don't have all these relational equity things are not there. So what he says in the book, and what we found is that it usually takes between 8 to 12 months before that person is just breaking even with the culture of your church, your organization. That's without any coaching. That's without any strategic thing. That's just them learning on their own from the organization, the culture, the DNA, how to do all these things, right? They're just learning. Now, with First 90 Days coaching, strategic coaching, it's been shown that you can take that down by at least 40%. So that's 40%. Now you can get that person adding value to your organization within 4 to 6 months. That's huge, right? So within about 4-6 months, you can get that person adding value to your organization quickly. The other thing that is shown is that not only does that trajectory come down by at least 40%, but it also lasts for 3 to 5 years. So that person's trajectory will be much higher and significant for 3 to 5 years, which is a long, long time. And so that is why this first 90 days is so crucial, so important. And like I said, I used that book when I was starting. We've used it here at Slingshot Group. We've used it in our coaching. And so I want to talk to you guys just a little bit about this coaching that is available. It's just coming out. It's brand new, but I would love for you guys to take a look at it. Consider bring some people on. It's not just for your first 90 days, although that's kind of the target, but really it could be your next 90 days. So for example, maybe you've transitioned same organization, but you've gone from maybe like the youth pastor to an executive pastor, or maybe you're a small groups pastor, but now you're going to be into another role. So any of those kind of transitions, shifts, this would be perfect. But really, even if you're in your same role and maybe you're just feeling stuck, you're just kind of feeling like, man, I kind of been in the same role for 4 or 5 years even, and I just need to go to the next level. I need to like think differently. I need to transition how I even do this role. And so this would be a great way to do, to shift gears, get you plugged in, thinking differently. And so let me tell you a little bit about the program. So Coaching Days is obviously, it's 90 days, but has 6 one-on-one coaching sessions where we get on the phone, get on Zoom, and really dive into these sessions. So I want to talk to you just a little bit about what it is. And so it's not just, it's not just your typical coaching. And so there's a lot of assessments. So someone I'm coaching right now, we just dove into this one called Dimensions Assessment. It talks about the 4 areas of your life: health, love, work, play. And then it begins to ask you questions about each one of those, rate those, how do those play out in your life. It goes through a SWOT analysis, but then it dives into applying that SWOT analysis at a deeper level than maybe you have when you've done maybe a SWOT analysis before. I know a lot of people have, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, right? But have you really put that into actionable things and looked at it a little bit differently? So we're going to give you the, we've got things that are very unique that have been crafted just for Slingshot. And so again, these aren't things that are in that book that you can get on your own. Here's a values assessment here. So like, what are my personal values? What are the organization's value? And how do those align? How those misalign? Those things like that. You've got some things in here. 3 different interviews, 3 sets of interviews, I should say, where we're going to have that new hire or you strategically interview 3 different people. And we've given you cards. So this is a deck of cards. Inside the deck of cards, there is a set of questions for each of those sets. So a couple of these, this is from the very first set of interviews. You're going to ask your supervisor, you're going to ask a coworker, you're going to ask a volunteer. Here's an example. Could spending more face-to-face time with staff improve the culture? Ask this. Is the staff included in collaborative conversations regarding new agendas? So again, these are not questions that you would typically just sit down and ask somebody, and it can actually be kind of awkward, or it's kind of awkward to ask people those questions. But because you're in a coaching session, because you're being coached and you've got these cards, you can just pull them out and ask these kind of sometimes kind of tough, a little bit awkward questions. And you can get real in-depth information really quick. Focus questions. Again, this is going to get you really focused on what is the next couple things you need to do in the next few months. High importance, low importance, low urgency, high urgency, quotient, quadrants, assessment there. Okay. And then, you've got the character competency. This is stuff you guys have heard many, many times. Your character, your chemistry, your calling, your competency. We're going to dive into those. How do you fit? How well do you fit? And then again, there's just assessment after assessment after assessment. A lot of you guys have Patrick Lencioni's Healthy, Healthy, Hungry, Smart. And so we're going to dive into that and actually do that assessment to see where you're at. And so to see where you're at, also, it comes with this pretty cool poster here. Don't know, you can see it very well. It's super bright. Maybe I can get it right there. Okay, there we go. So my first 90 days, 90-day goal, 30-day goal, 3 ways I'll add value in my 1-year goal. So again, this is going to come with the coaching program. We're going to send that to you so you can put that up on your wall. You're going to get this participants guide that walks you through all these assessments, that walks you through the conversations, the interview tips, all kind of things. And then we're going to have 6 coaching sessions, one-on-one, walking through each of those, debriefing those interviews, debriefing those assessments. It's really power-packed. And again, the whole idea is to take that curve when you are taking from the organization. It's been shown, usually it takes anywhere from 6 to 12 months before someone is just breaking even, before they start adding to the organization. Breaks that down by over 40% to 4 to 6 months when they're breaking even, and it takes them even further. And so would love to talk to you a little bit more about how this coaching program might be available for you or somebody in your church, your organization. But if you really want to take your next transition to the next level, or like I said, even take your next 90 days, it might not be your first 90 days, it might be just your next 90 days, would love to talk about how I can partner with you and to see if this might be a good fit for you. Powerful stuff. The people that I've been leading this through, it's just powerful. I will say this, that it's not for the faint of heart. If you're just looking to coast through 90 days, this is probably not for you, because it is a lot of assessments. It's a lot of work, a lot of inner perspective looking. It's a lot of going out, interviewing people, culture evaluation, all that kind of stuff. And it's going to take a lot of work to implement all of this. And so, but I'll tell you, it'll take your next 90 days or your first 90 days to a whole new level. And instead of taking from the organization for 6 to 12 months, you're going to begin to add within 4 to 6 months. And that is a powerful thing. So would love to talk to you guys about launch first 90 days coaching. We'd love to talk to you guys about that and see how we can get started in a coaching session coming up here soon. So appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. And I look forward to seeing you on Monday.